Hello, and welcome back to the Passive Income Mindset Podcast. This is season three, and this is episode three. And I hope you listened and enjoyed the last episode because I like to make these episodes as though I'm talking to myself, and sometimes I do listen to them myself and remind myself, hey, this is what you said at this and so point. It is still valid. So you who's listening to me right now, I hope you still feel like it's valid. And yeah. So yeah, please go ahead and rate the podcast 5 stars so that people who really need this information can listen to it. And yeah. Okay, so today's episode is something so um you you may have experienced this so many times, and yeah, and it's the fact that coincidences do not exist. There is no such thing as a coincidence. I don't even know why the word itself exists, but it exists to give you perspective. How many times have you thought about someone and you just randomly thought about them, and the next minute or the next hour or the next day they're calling you or they send you a message? Has that happened before? If it has, how often does that get to happen to you? Okay, let's take that. Let's remove ourselves from that. How often is it that you've thought about, let's say, you want to get a burger, or you thought about eating a burger, or you thought about going to so and so place, and then your friend just comes, hey, guy, let's go to this place. And you're like, I literally just thought about it. Okay. Last example. As a woman, how often is it that you probably thought about getting yourself this and that, and then your partner now probably surprises you with that without you even telling them, or somebody says something to you that you were thinking? Do you see that there is no such thing as a coin? It's not happenstance. Do you want to know the reason why that happens? It's because you and that person were operating on the same frequency at that point. You guys were literally, think about frequencies as this. Think about TV. Think about, no, not TV, radio station. Let's say you're listening to 97.5. That's a frequency. And the other person across the other side of the world or across the other side of Nigeria. Let's say they also have 97.5, and then they now tune into it. You guys are now listening to the same thing at the same time at different parts of the world. Now, you as a conscious being, it is possible for you to tap into frequencies that other people are currently on. It is extremely possible, and you do it every now and then with ease. Now, the reason why you're able to do that with ease is because these things do not require pushing, they don't require force, they don't require, so much effort. You don't have resistance. You're not, it's not like money that is like, you think, yeah, you say, oh, I affirm, I keep saying I have money, but money never comes. That's because you're tuned into the frequency of desperation. You're applying too much pressure, you're applying too much effort, you're straining yourself, and you're forgetting the fact that the universe operates from a point of ease. Everything is flowing. Water does not force itself to flow, it just flows. The trees do not grow out of the ground with force, they just grow. So, you, as a conscious being, it is your responsibility to just be in flow state. So when you think about these other people, or you think about buying this, or you think about this other thing, and then it just magically appears to you, it appears to you because you're tuned into that frequency without forcing it. Now, with that being said, how do you think you can now apply this principle to your everyday life or to the things that you actually want? Now, I keep talking about love and money because I've realized that those are people's two biggest issues. As much people go to war because of money, people go to war because of love. So those are the two prerequisites to being a complete human being, as I have observed. So, how does this now apply to love? How does this now apply to money? Let's start from the instance of love. Let's say you want someone, right? You want a person, and they're not paying attention to you. And the more you force them, the less attention that they pay to you. This is simply is because you, in the process of forcing them, you're losing your magnetism as a person. Every human being is born with some type of magnetism around them, the ability to attract other people in, real other people in, whether virtually or whether in person. You just have this, that's what you call aura. So you are losing your aura when you're in chasing mode. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it is wrong to display your desire to someone or your affection to someone. But how many times you yourself, who's listening to me, how many times has somebody of the opposite sex, or somebody that the long story short, the opposite sex, how many times have they beckoned onto you on and on and on and on and on, and you just started getting irritated? Why were you getting irritated? Because in your mind is like, if you're such a hot shot, why are you kissing the ground that I walk on? So they lose their magnetism in that process. Now, this is attractive when two people feel the same way about themselves. Oh, don't get me wrong. When one person is head over heels and the other one too, they're head over heels, that just literally balances everything. But when it's just one person who is head over heels and they just keep running their heads over their heels, and the other person is just running away, not running away as to, oh, I want you to chase me, running away as though I am irritated by what you're doing. Okay, so now let's go back to the point I was trying to make. Such a person has lost their aura. Such a person is operating from a desperate frequency, and people can smell desperation from a mile away. This also applies to you who's listening to me right now. Let's say you have a business, and you're trying to make sales of your product, and you just keep showing up and like, oh, the sooner you do this, the better for you. The sooner you buy from me, yo, this person is buying hair from me. This person is buying. Why are you not buying? Yada yada. Do you want to make me broke for the rest of your life? Yada yada. And people can see that you're being desperate. People can see that. Let's say you're in my niche, right? And you're promoting digital products to help people make money online. People can see that first of all you're being desperate, and because you're being desperate, you're giving people an avenue to pick to like dissect you, and then you fall short. And then because they can see through you, they can still see through your BS, they're not buying from you because you are chasing. You've lost your magnetism as a business owner. Do you now see where you've been fucking it up? Okay. So what are you going to start doing now? You, my darling, are going to realize how much magnetic you are as a person. All right. Now you're going to now start tuning yourself into the frequency of somebody who just has what they want. Be it love, be it money, be it whatever, be it friends. Just before I start, I got into my friend, I started meeting with friends who, were making more money than I just kept imagining what it would feel like to have friends, who were wealthy. I just kept imagining being in a room full of people who were making more money than I was, who I'm not the smartest person in the room, or I'm not, there are other people who are doing more than me. I just kept imagining putting myself into that circle, what it would be like in that circle. I did not chase anybody, it just happened. So, what can you pick from every single thing I've said? Since you know that nothing is coincidental, everything is because of your thoughts. Everything because your imagination is the only reality. Since you've come to realize that, how do you think you can use this information to better your love life, to better your relationship? If you're able to do this, then the sky is literally your starting point. Because, my friend, there is no such thing as coincidence. All right. And with that being said, we've come to the end of this episode. And what did you think about this? Go ahead and tag me on Instagram stories, and let me know what you thought about this particular episode. All right. With that being said, what other episode would you guys to see? What things would you like me to talk about? Just drop it in the comments in the I think there's a comment section to hear, right? Drop it in the comment section, and I'll probably make a video about it. All right. With that being said, okay. Bye, guys.